Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a Galactico. This is the Patek Philippe 5002P-001 Sky Moon Tourbillon, a timepiece launched in 2001 as Patek Philippe's most complicated ever wristwatch. The watch in platinum was made in immense scale, though not as large as the 6002. That's a 44. This is 42.8 millimeters in diameter, 18.2 millimeters thick, and 52.8 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, with a fairly conventional 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now, the model was made between 2001 and 2013 when it was succeeded by the much larger 6002, or the 6002, if you will. The watch includes a large rectangular scale alligator leather strap, high gloss finish. You can see a monotone stitch. There is a sheer cut side showing the layers of leather. Note that Patek is taking no chances, attaching the strap to the case using screws and bars, a much more rugged, reliable, and durable system than spring bars on this watch, whose value exceeds $3 million. Now you can see the watch includes a matching platinum single fold deployant clasp with the Calatrava cross logo on the exterior of the buckle. The watch also includes the Calatrava cross motif engraved into the case flank, including the minute repeater slide. You can see that it is beautifully decorated all the way around. We have two crowns. The one at the bottom adjusts the primary dial. The one at 2 o'clock adjusts the sidereal time and sky chart on the reverse side. Now, the watch is impressive in every way, but we may as well start off with the most impressive facet of this watch, which is the way it sounds. Now, this is a minute repeater, and it is a cathedral gong minute repeater, which means you get a richer sound. The watch, of course, like every minute repeater, includes a slide to charge it. Well, maybe not every minute repeater. Every traditional minute repeater includes a charging slide, a strike barrel, and then a rack and snail that inform the strikers and the gongs. And again, because these are cathedral gongs, which encircle the movement 1.5 times rather than just once, they actually produce a slightly richer, more musical sound. Set it to 1259, or as close as I can get. Profoundly impressive to the ear and to the eye. You can see on the dial side we have a double-stepped bezel. There's a little stepped lip outboard and then another abutting the sapphire with a concave bezel profile to pair the apparent mass. We have a dial that's somewhere between silver and ivory and includes a center dial that is a guilloche of a recurring Calatrava cross motif. We have a perpetual calendar, and you're going to have to just trust me, the months, which include the dial side serial number underneath this little piece of masking tape. We have an age of the moon display. We have the day. We have a retrograde date, which spans the dial, and you can see its scale is printed in red. We also have a leap year phase indicator, and of course you can see we have Roman numerals in white gold radially arrayed, including a watchmaker's 4 lovely spade-style hour hand and assegai or spear-style minute hand, both in white gold. Turn it all over, and you can see this is why the watch is called the Sky Moon Tourbillon. Now, there is a tourbillon regulator inside the watch. It's not visible. Its purpose is chronometry. We'll talk about it in a moment. First, we need to talk a little bit about this sidereal time display. Now, a sidereal day is 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.1 seconds compared to a mean solar day. So what happens is you pull the crown out, and now you can set the time, but keep in mind that the hours and the minutes will complete one full daily cycle slightly less than 24 hours. It will be the 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.1 seconds. Now, at any given time in the sidereal day, the actual sky chart, or what you see over the northern hemisphere, will be specific to the actual appearance of the sky. Now, there's also a moon phase indicator, and that moon phase indicator will slowly change with the passage of time. The watch, of course, features an immensely complex caliber. I should also explain what a sidereal day is before I delve into that caliber. It is the passage of one star past a meridian 2 times. That is a sidereal day, whereas everywhere else you will be within the mean solar time or the average for the entirety of that time zone in which you stand. Now, the movement. It is alphabet soup. It is caliber, you ready for this? RTO27QR SIDLUCL, and quite simply that describes the size of the movement and all of its subsidiary functions. It is a manual wind caliber with 38 to 48 hours of power reserve. It beats away at 6 beats per second. It is free sprung. It does include an overcoil. These features enabling it to keep very precise time, but also hold time in the face of motion on the wrist. Because of the free-sprung Gyromax style balance, it can be adjusted precisely, and because of the overcoil, the watch will keep very even time in any physical position on your wrist or your dresser relative to gravity. Of course, it is a cathedral gong minute repeater. And it also features an extraordinary count of nearly 700 parts and 55 pivot jewels. There is no water resistance. This is a traditional minute repeater, so just dust and moisture resistant. And according to Patek, it is a 12 complication watch, and this is going to depend on how you count complications. Some companies will count minute and hour hands. I don't necessarily look at it that way, but everything inside this watch is immaculately hand finished to a much higher standard than you will find on a run-of-the-mill Patek Philippe watch. We've got the tourbillon, the perpetual calendar with retrograde, and the minute repeater, and all of that gorgeous in its decoration, right down to the third wheel of the movement, which is made of 14-karat gold and takes 7 to 9 hours to finish by hand, and that's just one part. This is one of the greatest watches of all time and one of the greatest Patek Philippe timepieces ever. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.